Well, people said that the last political video we reacted to was not racist. People are saying this video is racist. Let's see if it is. This is American Flags by Tom MacDonald.
My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. I ain't never gonna pretend that I give a damn.
Okay, so the intro chorus so far has struck me as... Now, most of the time when I see Tom MacDonald, I think he's more American than most Americans. This feels like a caricature of American.
He's Canadian.
He is Canadian. This feels like a caricature of American things, which I think it's supposed to be, but that's what it feels like.
Every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. I ain't never gonna pretend that I give a damn. Anybody who's offended, come get it, we throwing hands. Anybody not trying to make America great again, you a punk, you a clown, better know where I stand. I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My patriots the craziest, they ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip, just aim the stick and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them, there's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem, smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms, fam.
Wow. No holds barred.
Okay, so
You expect that from Tom, but that was savage.
usually everyone's like, you guys did a ton of research. We don't ever do research. Except for this one. I saw a few posts before this video came out.
I know nothing about this one so far.
I just saw like some Instagram posts. But anyway, he's like, if you thought Try It in a Small Town was bad, wait till my video comes out.
Yeah. That's all. I saw his post that said that.
That's it.
I know nothing else.
This is a lot more aggressive than that one.
It's a lot
Like,
more aggressive
say
than
things
that
like
one.
people aren't afraid to like break their fists
On your faces.
on your faces. I'm afraid to break my fists on your faces.
I ain't never hit a woman, but he says I've never hit a woman, but I can't tell with you. So he's like,
Nowadays it's getting hard to tell.
jeez,
That one took me by surprise.
that was savage.
So let's keep going.
Them, there's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem, smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms, fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American
Got that
flags.
AKA.
All right. First verse over. Initial thoughts on the first verse.
All right, it was definitely a lot more aggressive than I thought it was going to be.
I heard this and I thought this sounds like an anthem of the Proud Boys.
Yeah, so
That's what this strikes me.
There is a lot of rhetoric, like, you know, if you're not here to make America great again, blah, 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 things like that.
If you man enough, come stand with us. American flags.
America! America! Tom MacDonald is actually a very diverse artist.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of songs that are absolutely nothing like this.
Mm-hmm.
Some that are quite like this.
These are the ones that he gets most known for because they get the most notoriety. But
Well, yeah, there's just a lot of hype because of the people want to butt heads over stuff like this.
yes,
But yeah, it's very, it's kind of like Try It in a Small Town cranked up a notch.
yeah,
Is what it feels like to me.
This is lyrically too aggressive for my liking. Like when rhetoric starts to build about like, hey, I got my gun, I'll fire it till it's smoking, I'll punch you in the face. That's when I'm like, okay, guys, like,
Yeah.
let's not. We don't need the violence. I get what you're trying to say, like, come on, let's take America back, let's do it. I'll tell you, that's the same kind of rhetoric that was happening right before Jan 6th occurred. And it's not like January 6th was this huge ordeal where so much vandalism and destruction happened. Vandalism and destruction happened, but it was a lot less than like the media makes it out to be. Having said that, this is still the type of rhetoric that leads to those kind of actions. It's not something that I like actively want to support.
Yeah, like I think it's very important that people protect themselves, protect their homes, protect their persons, protect their countries, and sometimes that involves the use of defensive violence. Okay? However, when we start to like use language that's like more provocative rather than cooperative, I feel like it's, yeah, like you said, not really a great direction to go. I'm usually a pretty big fan of Tom MacDonald. I'm not loving this song so far.
Yeah.
And I want to do some more. I want to do some of his older stuff like Castles and things like that. It's one of my favorite songs.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You'll see me bouncing and dancing to this. I really like the beat that he's made, that he's rapping to in this. But lyrically, this is definitely not my favorite.
It's very aggressive. It's very provocative.
It's too aggressive for me.
Like I like some of his stuff that's like pretty heated.
Yeah, it's calling things out.
It's calling things out and like and pointing out hypocrisies and things like that.
A lot of times he calls out hypocrisies on both sides.
On both sides of the political spectrum. But here it feels very much like it's like mess around and find out to the nth degree. Is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Draco, leave you stankin', break your ankles. I'm not hearing what you saying. Hit the pavement, now you seeing angels. It get dangerous, go against the Patriots. Got all the bangers. Take a look inside my closet. You gon' see way more than hangers, hammers, like I do construction. Ammo, I'ma shoot at something. Why you think we own these guns? So we could just go do some hunting. You must not pay close attention. Government, they want division. Only treason if you lose. I guarantee we come out winning. Let my flag fly high like eagles. I would die for all my people. You can't change me with procedures. I'm about freedom, you about evil. Leave you hanging from the ceiling like chandeliers in cathedrals. Never have the safety on, and when we run out, we just reload.
My people of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the fact.
That was taken up.
So I'm
way tuned up even from the last verse.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like I'm not into this.
Yeah.
I'm really not. You know, like I said, I really like a lot of Tom MacDonald stuff. I like that he does a lot of raw things, but I'm reacting to this song right now, and to be totally frank, I think that this kind of language is inappropriate. It's reminiscent of the type of music that I don't listen to because it has this type of stuff. You know, like I don't listen to music about killing cops and doing drugs and stuff like that because I don't think that it's helpful or useful for our society. I don't listen to it. This actually, the vocal techniques here and the lyrics too remind me of Lil Jon, who I don't listen to usually, but I'm familiar enough with his music. But I don't think that music that is so provocative in this way and glorifying violence is helpful to our society. And I'm frankly a little disappointed. Again, I really like most, I don't know about most because I don't know how much of it I've heard, but most of the music that I've heard from Tom MacDonald, I've very much enjoyed. I usually recommend him highly because his ability to tap into the human experience and to share raw feelings and to also be able to call out things, his powers of observation are usually quite fantastic. I'm very disappointed in this song. I think it's not helpful.
Yeah, I don't think it's helpful in the political climate. I do think he is, however, expressing an emotion and part of the human experience well. This is the revolutionary spirit.
Like the backed up into the corner, like, look, you can push so far, but at a certain point we're going to push back.
I wouldn't even say that. I say this song makes me think of, especially when he's talking about bodies hanging from the ceiling like chandeliers, that's getting a little graphic. It makes me think French Revolution. And this sounds like the anthem of someone who's like, all right, time to revolt, let's go. And it's like, that's, hold your horses. We had a podcast for a long time.
I was going to mention that too.
Yeah,
we did a 2-year podcast all about
freedom, all about promoting freedom.
And all about using proper conversations and methods to communicate so that we don't have to resort to violence.
Yes, and we had interviews with people who have taken down tyrants peacefully. Mm-hmm. And how you do that. And what kind of actions they were taking when they were exiled from their nations for decades, some of them.
Yeah.
And still managed to take consistent action while exiled for decades.
Some of them are still exiled.
Yeah, some of them still are. Well, exiled, to help take down tyrants peacefully, without war. It's possible. Is it easy? No. It's a lot easier to make a message like this and say, let's all revolt and let's fight. It's a lot easier to say that. I don't say it's the right thing, though.
Yeah, it doesn't please me or make me feel good to hear things like, you know, you can look in my closet and you're going to see more than hangers, you know, implying that you're racking up bodies and stuff.
I think that was referenced to guns and bullets in the closet because he talks about the bullets that are in the closet in the next line. So I think he's saying,
okay,
it's not just hangers, it's not just clothes. You'll find my bullets in the closet there too, saying I have weapons. But
gotcha.
then the line after that says, you think I'm just using these for hunting?
I was about to say everybody has bullets and guns in their closet.
No, they don't.
And then I remembered that that's not the case. Some people don't. A lot of people do. Those who don't, you'd probably be surprised by how many of those who do and don't think, "Ooh, I'm gonna go like do battle with this." Like, if we need to do battle, that's one thing.
Like if someone's coming at you to do battle.
Yeah, if somebody's like, "Hey, we're doing battle and you got to defend yourself," that's one thing. But if it's like, "Hey, let's stoke the flames a little bit here and add some gas to the fire," I'm not into that.
All right, we got one more.
There's enough fires already. You know, you don't need throwing gas on it.
Yeah.
If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you...
So he does make some good points, though. And I think that that's important with any music that you're listening to, any conversation that you're in, is to take a nuanced approach to it, right? It's not like all or nothing. He's saying some things that I very strongly disagree with. He's also saying some things that I think a lot of people relate with, like you said. And it's like getting canceled and, you know, not being able to tell the truth and feeling like there's just all kinds of crazy things happening.
Feeling like the whole system is against you.
Yeah, and that lies and falsehoods are being pushed as the truth, and the truth is being pushed down. A lot of people are feeling that. A lot of people are experiencing that. And I can see how it'd be easy to be like, oh, good, somebody's like on my side finally. Somebody's on my side, you know? And so...
You can actually see this same argument has been made from the left in recent years. With the Black Lives Matter protests and riots that were happening, people were saying this is the voice of the unheard now being spoken. And the argument was, people who are unable to say their message are going to eventually portray or tell you their message in a way you don't like hearing it, is basically the argument that was being made.
Be heard somehow, right?
Yeah, they're going to be heard somehow, be it through violence, be it through riots, be it through protests, or be it through allowing them to speak. They're going to be heard somehow, is the message that was being portrayed there. This is kind of the same message, essentially, except they're already jumping past everything straight to the violent stage. And it's like, okay, cool it. Let's try and let people say their message. That's the importance of free speech, is to let everyone at least be heard. And hopefully if they're heard, they don't resort to this. This is too aggressive for my liking. I'm not a fan.
And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. Every time we pull up, you see stars, you see stripes, you see flags on the cars and the trucks and the bikes. Every time we pull up, we go hard, we outside, we got flags on our arms that are tatted there for life. Every time we pull up, we don't care if you mad. We cherish this land. The haters can get buried in rags. They set fire to old glory, turning fabric to ash. But every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags.
So I had a lot less problem with the last verse.
Sure. I mean, the last verse wasn't necessarily about violence so much as it was about, and it was more of a bridge, yeah, but it was about, like,
it was short. It was a bridge.
We have the flags tattooed to our bodies, you know, it's like permanent. And the thing is, a lot of people, they view the flag as a sign of their, like, when we say patriotism, it's not just like, oh, I don't know. Different people have different views of what that means, but I think for a lot of people, it's this sense of, I have a home and I care about my home, right? And there are certain things that the flag represents, right? Like generally the things that are referenced in the Constitution, such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to defend yourself, different things like that. And the idea that people are created equal and that we have these inalienable rights, and that we have those for ourselves and we respect those for others. And that's, I think, those are admirable things to admire, right? Those are admirable things to respect and to show adoration for and respect for. And they're worthy ideas. I know some people have expressed to me that they view the American flag differently. Like they view it as a sign of fascism or a sign of tyranny, even, or a sign of white supremacy. Some have said. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily view it that way. Of course, like here's a couple things other people think. I have my own nuance of what I think of the American flag. I don't have it tattooed on my body as of yet. But there's that feeling there, and I think a lot of people relate to that.
Yeah.
That sense of like, this is my home, this is my land, I will care for this land. I just don't like the whole direction where it took.
Yeah, the first couple versus violence. There were a few parts of that. One was, I have the flag tattooed on my arm. It's there, it's permanent. That's also a way of saying, I view it as part of me. Mm-hmm. I associate with this. So you attacking it, and by proxy, they're also saying you attacking the flag, you burning the flag, feels like an attack on me. And that's one of the dangers of associating yourself with an ideology so deeply that if anyone attacks the ideology, you feel like they're attacking you, and it can lead to violence quickly. So that you can see that.
So there's pros and cons
laid right
there.
out. Yeah, exactly. Now, the other part that I like to say, you're turning these stars and stripes to ash. Well, we're just going to pull up with more flags. That was the part that particularly I was like, that I can get behind. Where it's if you're going to try to destroy my symbols of my belief system, I'm just going to bring up more.
Right.
You're not going to stop it. It's like saying it's a hydra of an ideology. Right. And
resilience.
Yes, it's a resilient ideology. It's not going anywhere. You can try to destroy it. You can try to burn it in the streets. There's just going to be more showing up.
Slap one cheek and I'll give you the other,
Yeah. And that
but
that
it's a little
line
different.
I didn't mind.
That's a little different. I kind of combined those two different ideas there. But
yeah, it's a little bit different.
You're right.
But it's that I can get behind. Where it's, I'm not going to like just let you destroy what I believe in. I'm going to keep it growing. But the violence used to support it that they talk about, I'm less a fan of. I mean, as an American, understanding American history, I understand that the creation of the nation required a lot of bloodshed to begin with. So I understand that there's moments where it's called for, but understand that bloodshed took place defensively, not offensively. Having said that, you can also look at the Civil War.
I think that there's
there you can look at the Civil War where the U.S. standing was offensive war, not defensive war.
Well, and throughout history, it's a mix, right? But when it comes to like the principles of like preservation of life and belief, yes, there's a time to like defend ourselves, but is creating music that is provocative like this really a good idea? In my opinion, no.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Not at this point. Not at this point. If we were in like full-on war and you're trying to like build the troops, even then, it's like still, I think we need to turn back toward better communication, not create these tribes with these barriers in between. I think we need to speak to each other. We need to listen to each other. And yes, we need to defend ourselves. That's a thing. Defend yourself,
towards
please.
Armistice.
But in defending yourself, you don't need to also become the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's really all I have.
That was not what I expected.
I was a little taken aback by this, to be honest. Yeah. So let us know what you guys thought. As to Chase, you mentioned that maybe as racist. I didn't see any racism or hear any lyrics that made me think that. just thought I would answer your first question that you brought up. But anyway, let us know what you guys thought of the video in general, of our comments on it. I'm interested to see where this conversation goes.
Yeah.
And again, I don't recommend this song, but I do recommend a lot of other Tom MacDonald stuff.
So go check out some of our other reactions to Tom MacDonald. He's got lots of good songs that are very worth listening
let's
to.
come back to some of those, you know, even the ones we've listened to already, just because they're so good.
Yep.
So anyway, all right, guys, thanks so much.